Hi everybody, it's Robbie from Southern California, and I got out of the house today, got out of the garden, and decided to go to my favorite thrift store. And I'm looking around, I see a bunch of cute things that we can use for gardening and for hummingbirds. And I thought maybe I'll take you with me and we could talk about some of the stuff we could use for things like that because, well, it's a good price and it's unique things, and you may have stuff in your thrift stores, even flea markets, swap meets that you never really thought about using. So let's look around and just for fun, see what the prices are and see what they've got. There we go. So as we walk around, we can see all the glassware. Remember, if you have a drill, you can drill a lot of these and use these as flower pots. There's a lot of things, but let's kind of pass that up and look around here. All the knickknack. Oh, look at that trash can. I did not see that. Let's see what this is. This would look really cool in the rainbow garden. It's $1. Boy, it's bright, but you know what? It's going to work. So I'm probably going to end up getting it. I'll leave it for now. If somebody gets it, they get it, but I'm going to probably go back. It's $1, and today they have 20% off, so I'm going to probably get that. Now, as we look around, we may not be able to use stuff for gardening or hummingbirds here, but I'm sure you're screaming and saying, oh, I see that. We can use that. But look at this. Yarn. You know we can use yarn. I use yarn for tying up my tomato plants, all kinds of stuff. And let's see the price. $1. It's not just $1, it's good quality yarn. So it's going to last you all year. And that's what's good. I like getting colors that are green, or sometimes, let's see what they have here. You know, believe it or not, mixed colors blend in really good in the garden. So keep that in mind. Look, 49 cents. Now with this, it's very fine. So it depends on what you want to tie up. This is thicker, and I always like using thicker so it doesn't rub on the tomato plants or peppers or whatever I'm tying. But there's all colors and all different thicknesses. So keep that in mind when you go to a thrift store or something. Yarn. Let's see what else there is. Let's see. What is this? Mugs. Look at that. Let's see. There's always such fun things. Now in here, you've got all kinds of little ramekins, little glassware. You can make dots for the hummingbirds. You can sit the dots on top or inside. So you could use something like that. And you could put something inside. You can put something inside and sit the dots on top. But these work beautiful. I've used these for the hummingbirds and put the dots inside. They just sit in there and the hummingbirds come, and it's weighty, so it's not going to go blowing off anywhere. Isn't that gorgeous? So those work really good for hummingbirds. And then of course all the trays down there. Now all these trays, let's try to get down there. This is really hard. Keep in mind I'm using one. There's a bird bath. This is a really hard plastic, but you can get a soldering iron in that if I wanted to, or you could use it just like this, put a solar pump in there and load it up with rocks, and you've got a bird bath. See how much this one is. $2.99. Let's see what else there is. Now there's trays. We can put that on top of a bucket. See? That is really pretty. Let me turn it around. It's just me today with one hand. This is $1.99. Now this, you would sit on top of a bucket. You would make a hole here. This is plastic, so you can get a soldering iron in there. If you get melamine, you can't drill it. Let me tell you something. You can, but it is a pain. But this will sit on top of a bucket, and you can have a really, how much is this? $1.99. You can have a beautiful, beautiful bird fountain. You can put a styrofoam ball or a bowl or anything there. Just picture that. What it does is they don't have a bucket, so there's no way to, but you've seen my other videos. So you would sit this on top of, let's say, a 3-gallon or 5-gallon bucket. That wasn't me. And then you would make a whole bunch of holes, and it would sit there. Now this is a clear plastic. Clear plastic will break down from the sun. So it's not going to last that long. I would say it might last about a year. But in the meantime, you could have a beautiful, beautiful bird bath. Now with the water running on it, it might go a little longer. But you would make a bunch of holes. Then you'd put your ball, your styrofoam ball, or whatever you're going to put in the middle. That's for hummingbirds. That's for a lift. You don't have to. You could have underneath your solar fountain, your pump coming through with that little knob that they have on top, any one of the little tubes that come with it. You could set it up just with that, and then this would fill, but there'd be so many holes that the water would go back in the bucket. So this is absolutely beautiful. You'll have to think about that. And then they have a whole bunch more. So you could go through all of them. Look at this. Now see, here's the problem. This is an issue. This is melamine. And it's very, very hard to drill. I love these, but when it comes to drilling, it's next to impossible. You would have to bring really a tube across, let it fill, and then kind of overflow. They're made with a plastic that doesn't melt. Wait a minute, I see something else. So, let's see. Gotta always look all the way down. And you have to remember, which I forget, to look all the way up. A lot of times you walk through human nature and you just kind of go through the middle, but you have to remember, and I forget too, so don't worry about it. Now this is really cool. $1.99. I'm not sure. You could almost use it just the way it is. Just make a hole in the center and sit this on something. I'm a little worried on the slits. They're so big, but I don't think anything would really get in there. It's really, you could think about it. Could sandwich it with tulle. Then I'd be collecting leaves and stuff on there. But if I dumped it, you know, that wouldn't be bad. No holes. You'd only have to make a hole in the center. Okay, so we've got here for hummingbirds, and let's see, what do we have for the garden? Oh, okay, this is, look at that. All about plants. Somebody went and had bought this, and it's all about plants. Isn't that cool? That is really, really nice. Let's see what else there is. You can look with me. Again, see, this is, you could probably see better than me. Look at all this stuff. Look at the beautiful green basket. For going around the garden and collecting your vegetables in a basket. Absolutely gorgeous. Now here's something else you don't think about. Okay, this is going to be hard. Sometimes you can get these in plastic, but this is a kind of a melamine. But you can make a hole if you had one of these, and then hummingbirds would come take a bath. But this will be very hard to make a hole. It can be done, but I'm not going to bother with it today. But if you get those when they're plastic, just so you can make a hole with either a drill, just a plain old drill, or a soldering iron, it would work really, really good. And if you want to bother with melamine, you could still do it too. Let's see what else is here. Strainer, making plant food. This would be really good. I'm going to go to the dollar store and get something. But this is good for making plant food or just washing your vegetables from the garden. Let's see how much this is. KitchenAid. Boy, this is heavy. Oh, the tag's over there. Let's take a look for fun. Just for fun. $4.99. That's a good price. You're always going to get good prices at the thrift store. I love those frying pans. I have 2 of them. I know they're ancient, but boy, are they good. 2 corn on the cob. Huh. I don't even know what that is. Now you're going to make me look. Let's see. Oh, they're corn on the cob holders. Aren't they pretty? Okay, they're glass. I'm sure you can look through and see things that you would use that I'm not, you know, gravitating towards, but you may gravitate towards that. Now, I know I'm not going to buy it, but just a thought. You have these glass shades that go over, you know, like candelabras and stuff. Like that one is $5.99. You could use that to cover seeds. If you wanted glass, plant some seeds, use that as a cover. It will protect your seeds until they start to grow, and then you remove them. I have used some of those. I've got some. Isn't that cool? I just love going to thrift stores. I kind of miss it because I didn't go all last year. You never know what you're going to find. A battery charger. Gee, I wonder if it works. How much is it? $1.99? I have one, but it never hurts to have another one. All the stuff you can find. Oh, a tripod. A beautiful glass. Let's see. For the garden. I don't need it. No. Let's see. Music streaming. Okay. This is a tripod and it's got issues. Now, I think Gary can fix it, but we have so many tripods. Yeah, now the light doesn't want to go back. Let's just put it back. Let me see how much it is. Sorry. Let's see. $5.99. Yeah, it needs to be fixed and repaired there. It's good for holding things, even if I didn't want it for a camera. Look at that. A microphone. Wouldn't you guys like to see me walk around with a great big mic? Oh my. This plugs into your phone. Wouldn't that be different? Okay, you know what? I'm going to have to look at this. I'm going to carry it around, look at it, and decide before I leave. See what else is there. An umbrella. You can always use an umbrella. I have a lot of them. See all the glassware? Let's walk over here. I get a lot of dog blankets here because you can get blankets for a couple bucks. See, $2 down here. A lot of the blankets are $2, and you really can't beat that. And it's really, really fun. The dogs like having a nice, clean, new blanket, and then it's up to you if you want to wash it, if you whatever you want to do with it. But you find such cute things here. Let me tell you something funny. Every time I'm looking for something, I go somewhere and I buy it. I come here and they've had it. It's so funny. I was looking for table runners. I went and bought one, and then they had it. Let's see what this is. There's a tablecloth. How does that look on camera? I don't know. Sometimes I'm doing something and I want a tablecloth. It's interesting. I'll have to think about it. You know what Gary likes here? Gary likes hats. Look, it's not a hummingbird, but be sure to check out your thrift stores because you never know what you're going to find. You're always going to find something you wouldn't even plan on buying, and yet you get it for a really good price. Sized to fly. Oh, a bath thing. All right. Let's see what's in here. Here's going with me to the thrift store. You get to see all. Look at this. Nope, don't need it. And then hats. You always need hats for the garden. That's why Gary's got all these cowboy hats and stuff, because he comes here and he finds a hat and he likes it. I don't see any hats for him today. Styrofoam heads. I am going to do something with a styrofoam head. Keep an eye out. And then what else is here? See, now there's just shoes. Now you can plant in shoes. That's not my thing. There's all kinds of stuff you can do. And that's about it. Now we're into clothing and shirts. And well, let me kind of finish up here. And then I'll decide what I'm going to get. And whatever I get, don't worry. I'm going to tell you everything I got and what I'm going to do with it. All right, so let me do a zip through. And then I will get back to you all and let you know. But be sure to check out your thrift stores. Because I'm going to tell you something. I could practically live at a thrift store and get everything I want. Look at this. Isn't this gorgeous? Can you imagine that as for a house plant? You can put your house plant in there. Now, if your house plant, you can drill that. That's porcelain. That's easy to drill. If you had a house plant that was kind of like a plain green, but you loved it, you would put something in, use that as your flower pot. You could drill that, put your house plant in there because that would stand out, and then you would look at your house plant that was kind of a plain green. You would want to have a pot that was more plain for a plant that is just beautiful and really stands out. So you think about things like that when you plant. Okay, well, I think I'm done for right now. And I'll show you later what I ended up getting. This was the first store I went to as soon as the lockdown was done. and I decided to go out. It took me weeks, but I finally decided to venture out into the world. Isn't that gorgeous? Be sure to check it out. Okay, I'll be back soon and let you know everything I got. I'm still looking, and I'm making a small pile today. Now, don't forget, silverware. I use lots and lots of silverware in my gardening when I'm working with seeds. These are knives, but I usually use spoons. So be sure to check that out. Now, what I was going to go to the dollar store for was a colander. Because I know these. Let's see. I just saw some back here. I have no idea. Okay. We are in business. This is what I'm getting today, because this is what I think a lot of you are going to want to use. Let me see how much the other one is, because they've got two. I just want a cheap one, you know. This is Sterlite. I may get both of them, because I'm going to make plant food. And I make my own plant food, like Mother Nature. Let's say I speed it up a little bit. But this is going to be fabulous, so I'm going to get that today. So my pile is building. I'm almost done. And let's see. So again, don't forget silverware. Don't forget containers. Layering. You know how we layer? You can layer and use a lot of stuff that's just pretty. You know, like I said, you can get some glassware, make holes in them, and you can have nice things in layering. Okay, I'm almost done. Let me go put this with my pile, and I'll show you before I leave what I'm going to get. Oh, love nice, clean looking glasses. So as I'm looking around here, I see some toothbrushes. You know, they're new, they're not the greatest. Remember, those are good for cleaning hummingbird feeders. You just look through and see different things. Oh, whoa. Actually, I see a few things. Look at this nice desk. I needed a desk for something, and I can't remember what. Okay, well, if I can't remember, I don't need it. Look at these chairs. Oh my gosh. Now, I was getting them at Walmart. The Walmart ones were $10. Let's take a look at these, because I'm going to tell you something. These are heavier than the ones I was getting at Walmart. Okay, so you all know what I do with chairs. This will not break in any way. This will hold a tote. It will hold a bucket. It will do whatever you want. This is metal. The only thing is, it's got skinny legs. So what you have to do with that is you either have to put it on cement, or you can even put a dish or a tile under each leg when you set it up, and that will work too. And they've got 3 of them. And I want to plant a bunch of stuff in buckets. I want them off the ground to keep them away, you know, from rabbits and stuff. And I'm thinking I might take all 3 for that price. So let me grab those, and then you'll see my pile. I wasn't planning on buying chairs, but I do like those chairs, and these are really solid, nice chairs. So I'm going to grab the chairs, and I'm almost done. You really got to look around, because there's so many things that you can use in the garden as well as for yourself. I don't need any clothes. I'm not looking at clothes, but they have clothes. They have everything organized here in red and blue. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? So much stuff. And then, of course, I go home and I think, oh, I saw something and I could have used that. And, well, it's gone. So you want to buy it if you find it and you like it. But I'm going to take these 3 chairs because I have a place for them. And if I don't, they fold away until I need them. So I'm still wandering around. I've been here a long time. There's not that many people here. So it's like, this is the best place to go shopping. I'm getting this for my dog. This is the softest thing in the world. She is going to love this. So it's $3. And I don't think you could buy something better than that. But look what I found today. You go, what's the big deal? What is the big deal? There's 3 of them. Okay, let's see what this is. We don't need this. We'll move this over. I don't know. Let's move it over here for now. Do you see what these are? Nobody looks at these. Let's see. Guess what? The top is open. The bottom is open. This is absolutely beautiful. It's $3.99, so it's $4. I don't know what the other ones are. Let's take a look because we're going to talk about this in a second. This one is also $3.99, also open, very subdued and smooth. This one's got flowers. And this one, let's take a look at this one, also marked. Let me get you inside there. $3.99, also open on the top. Now you're going, come on, think what I'm doing. Let's spin around here. I'll give you a hint. Let me move the blanket I'm getting for my dogs. We have here 3 shoe boxes. Now, out of the 3 shoe boxes, all of them will work to make a fountain, but I kind of like this one. Look at this. Now, let me double check. What I like is when the lids invert nicely. That one actually doesn't, but here's what is nice. This can snap, and look at this. Now, keep watching. This is snap shut. Keep watching. I'm doing this with you for the first time. Got the idea? We can put a fountain in here. We don't have to use a shoebox. You can put this on top of a bucket. You don't need to make a hole. There's a hole there. Now the hole is awful big. We can put any food container, piece of plastic, cut over it, make a little fancy top. Anything we've got in the house, look how sturdy that is. And I would rather have this personally on a bucket. Think of this as a bucket here. And then we would have a lid and the water would go back. But look how pretty. You've got a fabulous lift on this. The birds can come to the top, the hummingbirds, which they love, and they can take a bath on the top. You don't have to do anything with it. And it's sturdy. It's nice and heavy. So this is a fun, wonderful find. And look how pretty that would look. With the right bucket, the right container, the right bowl. You could actually sit this in a great big bowl. And then you won't need anything. You could have, we'll find a bowl, and I may end up getting that just to show you how pretty that's going to look. I like it if it was a little bit brighter, but you know what? This will work, but anything on the top, you know, cottage cheese yogurt container, food container has lids. You can cut a piece of plastic, and then you can make the hole with your soldering iron. So your pump comes up and sits on top, and then the birds can bathe on it. But that is just so pretty. I like a lift, because this way the hummingbirds like to come in like that, and then the birds like to bathe, other birds like to bathe on the bottom. So that is something to think about when you're making solar fountains or water fountains. See, there's the 3 of them, and they're Kleenex boxes. This one's a little taller. See, these are Kleenex boxes. They're ceramic. They're really classy looking. And you could just really put anything. I mean, think of a peanut butter jar cap you can put on top and just make a little hole. It would sit on top. And then inside, you would put your pump, and then the wire would come out and go to your solar panel, and it would just be sitting there. They've got 3, and I haven't decided which one I really like, because all 3 are really nice. But I like making different things. Got to decide if I'm going to get one today or work on it another time. But this one's very, very heavy. So it would depend on what I found that would fit in it. So we'll see. But just to give you an idea, these would be fabulous. Wonderful to make fountains out of. Okay, so we went over the bowl a few minutes ago. I showed you how I can use those Kleenex boxes. Let me zoom in real quick so you know what I'm talking about. See those? And that's perfectly fine. But there's another thing. You can get a bowl. Let me zoom back out. Okay, I am. Now this bowl is $2.99. But what if you got a water drinker? Now, do you see what I see? I could either go that way, or I can turn it upside down. But here's the thing. Look what we've got with this. Now this is $1.99. I've already got the straw now. I can cut that to the length that I want, attach that to my solar fountain, and we're done, unless we want to throw rocks or whatever in there. And again, we will have to make a hole, but this is plastic. And it's food grade, because it's a water drinker. But the point is, when we make the hole, we can have a big top, for the hummingbirds to sit on, and we could use it as is, or we could turn it this way. I can't get it out right now because it locks in. But we could turn it this way, make the hole on the bottom, and bring the straw through the bottom, which will be the top now. The hummingbirds can come to the top, and your pup will sit inside, and we cannot, you know what, this is a keeper. Let's go ahead, I'll go ahead and do this, and we'll get this fountain done. So it's going to cost me, what, $3, $4, $5? That's really not bad, but I'm going to use this as an example because this is the best one I like. Here, I'll show you. They had a whole bunch of them because you may have something else in mind or different colors. Now you can use a flower pot too. See, they had all these, and this was kind of the one that appealed to me. Not because, oh, I'm turning into a hummingbird. Not just because it was red. I kind of liked it. I don't want to see through, and I didn't see anything else besides donuts. But this is the whole idea, is when you get plastic, we can work with that with a soldering iron. We can get a pump together, a water fountain, all this together, probably in a matter of minutes, and have a fun fountain. And again, it's always changeable. We can put something else in the bottom. The other reason I like this bowl, let me show you the bowl again. They have other plastic bowls here, but this bowl has a big wide base here. Remember, some bowls are round and then you can't really stand anything on it. See how you can stand something on that? That's what makes this one so good, because it's got a big flat base. So I could do anything on that. I can put multiple different types of, things on it. Not just this, but like I said, those Kleenex boxes. We could put a little bucket. We could put a different bowl if we had something else. We could do anything on here, and it's deep enough to hold enough water, so it's not going to dry out. So it will hold for days and days without us even looking at it. I like the edges cut out, so when the cord comes out from the solar fountain, it's just going to run over the edge. We won't have to do anything here at all. So let's get that bowl. I'll probably go ahead and get that, and then we'll get something together hopefully soon. Remember, I have a ton of projects I'm working on. So there's mine.
Okay. My bad. No, you're okay.
You don't want to be in my video, do you? Or do you not care? Okay, those are my chairs I'm getting. I'm getting the colanders, which saved me a trip to go to the 99-cent store, so we're going to make something out of that. This I'm going to get for the rainbow garden. This I have no idea what I'm going to do with, but I'm sure Gary will play with it, a blanket. And there's a few other things, and we'll go over everything when I'm home. And wave goodbye. Oh, she can't even see you through the plastic. Okay, so now we got projects, more projects to do. Well, I'm home now, and I'm changed, and I figured I'd show you what I got. Come here, kitty, you want to see what I got? Come here. Okay, well, anyways, I went ahead and took the pink one, because it's so bright. I'm going to put it in a rainbow garden. I got this microphone. It's a wireless microphone for $5. Got this little purse, because I'm going to put, I got a new cell phone. I'm going to put it in here for now until my case comes. I got the chairs, but they're in the driveway still. So I left those out there in the driveway, and there's no reason to drag them out here until I figure out what I'm going to do with them. I got my colanders. I was going to go to a dollar store and get them, and they had them there. Actually, they had 20% off today, so they were 80 cents. This one's a Sterlite. And this one just says colander. Doesn't matter. Two is going to be perfect. I'm going to use this for making plant food. Let's see what yarn. I told you the yarn. I got a really thick yarn because the thick yarn is really good if I want to tie up tomatoes. This way it won't, like cut. It's a real soft, thick yarn, and this is fantastic. I don't think, no, it says it's $6 normal price, and I got it for 49 cents, 20% off. And I got that blanket. Kitty, did you see? Kitty. She doesn't care. Look at the blanket. She says, nah, I'm too busy running around. She's running around. So I got that soft, cushy blanket. Oh my gosh, it is so soft. And then, of course, I got the bowl. And this I'm going to make a fountain out of. You're going to get a kick out of this because I've never done this before. I'm so excited because it's all brand new. I haven't decided if I'm going to, let me get the blanket out of the way, which way I'm going to go with this. I'm thinking, see, this comes apart. That's what's so cool about this. I'm thinking of sitting it that way, And maybe I don't even need this at all. I could always do it this way if I wanted to have, let's say, bring this through and have a little extra where the water runs off. So I can use this if I want, but I'm going to make a hole. And here's the thing, look how good and strong this is. I've already got the straw. So I'm like more than halfway there. I just need the pump now. So that's it. I wanted to take you with me. I had a lot of fun, and watch for the coming videos and all the stuff I'm going to make out of this and what we're going to do with it. With that, have a wonderful, wonderful day, and don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye. Kitty! I don't know where she went.